tracking winter storms and getting results for you. That's Wave 3 News.
Investigating the problem, getting results. This is Wave 3 News at 11.
And thanks for being with us here at 11. I'm Janelle McDonald. Well, get ready to start your week with some messy, wet weather, but the big question still tonight is what kind of precipitation we're going to get. Will it be rain or snow? It's a forecast that's ever changing, and Andy Weingarten's been tracking the system for us. He joins us with the most up-to-date information. Andy?
All right, thanks, Janelle. You know, the more we track this thing, I think we're actually tracking more of a rainstorm as opposed to a snowstorm around the area. We still technically have the winter storm watch in effect for a handful of counties up to the north. This would include Scott County, Washington County, Jefferson County, Indiana, and up towards Jackson and Jennings counties as well. It all depends really on the track of the system, which right now I think is going to be pretty far to the north. But these counties in southern Indiana are still technically in that watch. But again, the more I look at the potential track of the system, the more I think we're going to be dealing with a rain event. Now, we are tracking snows across Iowa and Illinois right now. They're working their way eastward towards Indiana and the northern half of Indiana anyway. Nothing down this far south, so I don't really think it's going to be too much of a concern for us. But I think we will be looking at a good deal of rain over the next 24 to 48 hours. And I've actually taken those temperatures and made them warmer. It's going to make it tough to get any snow around here. We'll talk about that. Have a complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Janelle?
All right, thanks, Andy. The potential for more rainy, icy, or even snowy weather this week didn't stop drivers from flocking to the car wash today. At the intersection of Edgeland and Bardstown Roads, the self-serve car wash was busy with people. The drivers were determined to wash off all the salt from last week's wintry weather, even though they just may get more on their cars in the coming days.
Yes, this is the third car wash that we tried, and this had the smallest line of the three.
I can't control the weather, like I said, so, you know, I just clean it when I can and not worry about what might happen tomorrow.
The Metro and a lot of other areas use brine and salt to treat roadways, but if the salt is left on vehicles too long, it can cause rust. Some drivers say spending a few cents now could save money in the long run. More than just salty cars, winter weather's colder temperatures this week brought another big problem for one Louisville couple. Wave 3 Shayla Reeves joins us now with more on why, even inside, they couldn't escape the frigid weather. Shayla?
Well, 5 days of cold temperatures also came without heat to Craig Earl and his wife Octavia. The couple live in the Whispering Oaks trailer park and say they discovered their gas level at 0 1 week ago. Craig says he and his wife spent $300 on heat blankets and even got out their kerosene and electric heaters. When they called their gas company, Empire Gas, to complain about it, Craig says he found out a mix-up after a buyout may be to blame.
And the lady said something on the phone about them accidentally deleting or screwing something up with the computers. So from the sound to me, they don't really know who's paid what up.
Empire Gas is part of Heritage Propane. We placed several calls to several different numbers of the company, but we were unable to reach anyone for comment today. Right now, Craig and his wife have heat restored. Propane gas is not regulated by the Public Service Commission of Kentucky. We're told if you have a similar complaint, you'll need to contact the Attorney General's office. Shayla Reeves, Wave 3 News.
Thanks, Shayla. The cousin of a man accused of attacking a middle school student is offering up an apology to the family and his victim.
We're not here to look for sympathy for Mr. Barry. We're here for sympathy for the other family because there's a whole lot of pain there. And
Vincent Moore is Juan Barry's cousin. Barry is the man charged with sodomy and sexual assault for an attack on a Mazik middle school student on his way to school last month. Today, Moore spoke out on behalf of Barry's family, but admits he's not spoken to his cousin in about 2 years. Moore says he did call the family of the victim and personally apologized to them. The man who police say shot his wife and then held them at bay a year and a half ago has a date with a judge tomorrow. Gary Goodwin is charged with murder and 4 counts of attempted murder, among other charges. Police say he shot and killed his wife, Paula Goodman, near Merriman Road and Blake Lane in August of 2005, and then got into a standoff with police. Goodman's trial on those charges is tentatively set to begin tomorrow afternoon. And also in court tomorrow, sentencing for a man responsible for a deadly DUI crash. Matthew Perry pleaded guilty in December to reduced charges of manslaughter. Police say he struck and killed Joseph Clark in April while the victim was walking from McDonald's near the intersection of Greenwood and Terry Roads. Perry agreed to a 13-year prison sentence, which he would start after a separate 2-year sentence for a drug conviction. A Frankfort mom is in hot water after she pled guilty to stealing nearly $200,000 from her own children. According to a statement made in a plea agreement, 26-year-old Emmylou Green received a check payable to her from each of her 3 children's accounts. It totaled more than $170,000. Prosecutors say she then altered and cashed those checks. The children's money came from a settlement from a car wreck they were involved in, and it was supposed to be used for their education and support. Prosecutors have recommended a 10-year prison sentence for Green. Less than a week after the deadly house fire in Bardstown claimed the lives of 4 adults and 6 children, a similar tragedy happened in Philadelphia. A woman and her 4 young children were killed in an abandoned home. Officials believe the victims were living in the house to get out of the cold. Firefighters arrived at the home early this morning and found all 5 victims unresponsive on a bed on the 2nd floor. Officials say the children all appear to be younger than 10, the youngest still in diapers. Neighbors say they had no idea anyone was living inside that abandoned home. Another deadly fire scene today, this one outside of Houston. 4 people, including 3 children, died and 3 others were hurt when flames broke out early this morning. A toddler and twin 1-year-old girls were killed. A 26-year-old man who tried to rescue the children also died in that fire. His relationship to them is still unknown. Federal numbers show the Bluegrass has the 2nd highest percentage of people with disabilities. The U.S. Census shows Kentucky is second only to West Virginia, and nearly 1 in 4 Kentuckians suffer from a physical, mental, sensory, or self-care disability. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says those disabilities limit daily activity for nearly all of those people. Experts say a major factor in those numbers is overall poor health for Kentuckians. State officials say programs like Get Healthy Kentucky are working to improve that. Well, you'll have to dig a little deeper next season to cheer on the football Cardinals. Ticket prices are going up. Single game ticket prices are rising from $32 and $40 up to $45. Reserve seats and club suite seating also jumped $24 to $240 and $270. A family plan of 4 season tickets now up to $912, and even student season ticket prices rose from $48 to $54. School officials say the increase includes a $2 fee per ticket per game that will help fund the $65 million expansion at Papa John's. The fee is expected to bring an additional $400,000 for that project. An update tonight on Louisville Law and Order. Your tips helped police get results and led to the arrest of 6 suspects. Robbery detectives say getting those young men and juveniles clears at least 18 cases for them. Here's Sergeant Robert Biffin with tonight's Louisville Law and Order.
Some 18 cases later, Metro Police detectives believe the 2 men and 4 juveniles responsible for the crimes are off the streets.
Some of the suspects were armed at the time of their arrest. All were taken into custody without injury to the officer or to any of the suspects involved.
In custody are 18-year-old Avery Madry and 19-year-old Jesse Orndorff. Detectives say Madry is the one caught on surveillance video shooting 2 different store clerks. One happened at a Breckenridge Lane BP. The second at a convenience store on Dixie Highway.
We're very relieved to have these people off the street before someone was seriously injured or killed during one of these holdups.
Among the 4 juveniles charged include a young man on his way to school Thursday morning. Officers pulled him off his school bus.
These individuals are responsible for physical pain, monetary loss, and fear to the business community.
The 2 clerks say they are relieved the alleged shooter is in custody, but there could be more suspects connected to the case.
Although these arrests are significant, business robberies will not stop altogether in Metro Louisville. We do hope that the citizens and the business owners continue with the increased vigilance that we've seen.
Let police know if you have any information on this case or any other case. Call 574-LMPD. That's 574-5673. With Louisville Law and Order, I'm Sergeant Robert Biven, Wave 3 News.
The latest Democrat to announce his bid for the White House hit the campaign trail running this weekend. Today, Illinois Senator Barack Obama made his 3rd campaign appearance this weekend. That's just since his announcement yesterday. He spoke this evening at the University of Chicago. The candidate hit on his main campaign themes of universal health care, a new energy policy, and increased funding for education. Obama also spoke about his opposition to the war in Iraq.
We need to bring this war to an end, but we need to do it in a way where all our troops are safe, because I want every young man and woman who's over there to be able to come back safely and hug their families and say we have served our country, but our country has also served them. That is the mandate that we've got as Americans.
Obama is calling for a complete troop withdrawal by March of next year. A TV reporter up in Toronto, Canada got more than he bargained for, covering a story about an eye doctor accused of scamming his customers. Take a look at this video. Watch as Peter Silverman attempts to question optician Adam Plimler about glasses people paid for but never received.
Sorry. Did I hit you?
Plimler flies into a rage. He's seen yelling and screaming at Silverman. Then he starts throwing snowballs at the camera crew. When police showed up, Plimler barricaded himself inside the store. An emergency police task force was called in to help arrest him. He now faces charges of assault and assault with a deadly weapon. He is out on bail. Still ahead here at 11, a dramatic rescue on an icy river is caught on tape. We'll let you watch the life-saving action unfold up next. And later, by next Thursday, you could have some brand new change in your pocket. A new dollar is unveiled.
The Wave 3 troubleshooter is getting results for this family in need by rebuilding their home. Now you can get involved too.
We're starting from the outside in.
On Monday, help us decide what the exterior of the Logston's new home will look like.
Plus, get the traffic and weather information you need to get out the door and on your way. Monday on Wave 3 News Sunrise. Tracking winter storms and getting results for you with the area's most experienced meteorologists, John Belsky and Tom Wills, only on Wave 3 News. Investigating the problem, getting results. This is the weekend edition of Wave 3 News at 11 with Janelle McDonald, meteorologist Andy Weingarten, and Bob Dominy, sports. Plus live, late-breaking coverage from Air 3.
A dramatic rescue from an ice-covered river in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was caught on tape today. Rescuers dropped ropes and flotation devices from a bridge to keep a woman below in the water afloat. Then the Pittsburgh River Rescue Boat team arrived and pulled the woman to safety. There is no word on her condition tonight. Really quickly, we want to remind students of Cloverport Independent Schools and their parents that schools are closed tomorrow because of illness. Again, Cloverport Independent Schools in Breckenridge County, Kentucky, closed not due to the weather or anything else, just because of some illness.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around, I understand.
Yeah,
this time
well,
of
I'm
year.
sure the icy weather doesn't help that situation
No,
either.
it keeps everybody indoors, which we've been for the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, it's been cold around here, definitely.
Maybe a little bit warmer, you
Little
say?
warmer.
You're bringing the temperatures up?
We may get all the way into the 40s finally tomorrow.
Wow,
So,
can you believe it?
How about that? But we get some rain to go along with it as well. In fact, they hit the freezing mark and 1 degree above in Lexington today for the first time in 2 weeks. And this was one of the longest stretches ever in Lexington that it was below freezing. One of the top 5 coldest stretches they've ever had. How about that? But we are seeing at least slightly warmer temperatures. We're just a little below freezing tonight at 31 degrees right now. And I don't think we'll drop off too much further. Another 2 or 3 degrees, that should do it. Southeast winds at 5 miles per hour, humidity climbing a little bit at 45%. That will go much higher, it looks like, by tomorrow afternoon, and we are expecting rain to move into the area. Each time we run these little computer models that track this storm, it gets warmer, and that seems to be the menu over the next couple of days. Actually, I think that's pretty good news if you ask me. Triple Team Doppler not showing anything at the moment, but we are tracking an area of snow across Illinois. This is mainly light snow moving towards Chicago and northern parts of Indiana, and that will continue to track towards the east through the overnight hours and move into Ohio, northern parts of Ohio, by tomorrow morning. No weather hazards around here. Is really no inclement weather to talk about at the moment, but there's a pretty impressive storm that I think is eventually going to form. Just, again, the light snow to the north right now, but look at all these clouds out to the west coming off the Rockies and through Texas. They're eventually going to have a little bit of everything out here. Severe weather south, and then as you work your way north, we're going to get into the colder air and we'll get the snow and the freezing rain, and that's why all these winter storm watches are out all the way from Iowa across Indiana and over towards Pennsylvania, and we're just going to be a little too far to the south, I think, here in the Louisville area for that to be much of a concern. I think a cold rain tomorrow develops in the afternoon, but we're well above freezing. 38 will be the high up across much of southern Indiana. Once you cross the Ohio River, everybody should be in the 40s, in fact, mid to upper 40s with our folks down to the south. All right, we'll start in the morning, just cloud cover around here, 7 a.m. By the time you go into the afternoon hours, look at the rain breaking out, and breaking out pretty quickly, and in fact some steadier rains for the evening rush hour. Now it's still showing this little mixed bag just north of the river. I think this is going to continue to inch its way northward, and so very possible that this may all end up being rain even in southern Indiana as well. And the trend is north as this thing tracks further north tomorrow night and into early Tuesday. So I think everybody sees rain for tomorrow night and Tuesday. Even into the afternoon, it's the same thing. However, if you are heading up towards Indianapolis, up 65 there, and 71 up towards Cincinnati, both those cities may get up to 6 inches of snow out of this. We're not missing it by much, but I think we are going to miss it. Meantime, computer models say 1 to 2 inches of rain fall here in the Louisville area in the next 48 hours. All right, tonight we're partly cloudy, no problems. Low tonight 28. Problems in the form of some rain tomorrow afternoon and evening. High temperature to 43 degrees, and a steady, if not heavy, rain for tomorrow night into early Tuesday. But I've even bumped the temperature up Tuesday to a high of 40. But we will turn colder and maybe change it over to light snow at the very end. Tuesday night into early Wednesday. But look at those highs. Back down to the 20s for highs Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
But just 3 days of it this time.
Yeah, just 3 days instead of a week or so.
That's
so
nice.
Getting better.
All right, thanks, Andy.
Okay.
Well, the weather is cooperating down in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Today, spectators lined the streets to watch the Carrollton Carnival Parade. The parade was among 8 parades to pave the way for the upcoming Mardi Gras celebration. Carnival season begins 12 days after Christmas on January 6th, and it goes until Fat Tuesday, the day before Ash Wednesday. Mardi Gras set for next Tuesday. It falls 46 days before Easter. Meanwhile, in northern Colombia, hundreds of people are preparing for Carnival. Barranquilla's Carnival celebration is the second largest in South America after only Rio de Janeiro. Saturdays before Carnival begins, dance troupes parade through the city, rehearsing their dances. The annual event takes place on the last 4 days before Lent and includes traditional music and dancing associated with Carnival celebrations. Here in Kentuckiana, we've always had a love of horses, and now some are using that love to cure all sorts of hard-to-treat ailments. This week, Wave 3 is taking a special look at a new kind of therapy where traditional healers take a back seat to horses. Here's Wave 3's Kate and Bradar with a preview.
They stirred the hearts of thousands with their powerful strides down the stretch, and now they are healing the hearts and minds of people the world over.
They are good reads of people emotion. Horses don't lie, and they're very much in the moment.
With growing numbers turning to different forms of therapy, a new therapy is being practiced at a farm in Goshen, Kentucky, where the horses are the therapists.
It's considered an experiential therapy, so you're doing your own therapy when you're out here, as opposed to your more traditional models of talk therapy. They're taking on a lot of the emotion that goes on in there, and sometimes it's very highly charged.
What do you think's happening?
We're falling apart.
Does that happen in life sometimes?
Equine-assisted psychotherapy, or EAP, is being used internationally for everything from team building to eating disorders to problem marriages. Experts say through 1-hour sessions, in just 8 to 10 weeks, people are seeing profound results.
They're large. There's something very powerful about them.
Powerful and empowering, they are horses that heal.
They make our clients basically look at things that are happening in the here and now.
That was Wave 3's Kate and Bradar. She'll take you inside that Goshen farm and tell you more about the people who have been helped there through Horses That Heal. That's tomorrow night on Wave 3 News at 6. UK has a tough SEC road game ahead. Bob Dominy has a look, and Derek is back in uniform and back in the U of L consciousness. Sports coming up next. Well, it was a huge win for U of L, and they got some help from a very familiar name, although it's probably not familiar for the reasons that he would like.
Yeah, well, there are different reasons this time. Thank goodness for that. Derek Character hasn't been a part of the Louisville basketball program for most of the season. Character has been in Rick Pitino's doghouse for one reason or another since his arrival on campus in September. In fact, he was sent home on Christmas break to just decide if he wants to be a Cardinal at all. Center David Padgett injured his ankle in the first half, and yesterday, to most of our surprises, Character was back in uniform and played 18 minutes, led the team in scoring and rebounding with 16 points and 10 rebounds.
He did a decent job tonight, but he's not always going to play against a guy like, that was a perfect guy for him to play against. They could kill each other and in the low post.
I was happy to be out there with my team and, contribute as much as possible to them and just go out there and play hard.
Rebound and give us points. You see down the stretch we was going into him a lot. Coach wanted him to get some touches, and he finished. He took his time on his post moves and made some big shots.
Ellis and Coach Pete just got me really focused, and Ellis put that hunger back in me where I'm just focused and I'm not trying to go anywhere.
So he got the opportunity and he performed.
He was just missing us, and he showed that he wanted to be a part of the team by losing all the weight first and getting his attitude correct and everything like that. So
just, keep practicing hard, take it day by day, and just keep working. And I just keep getting better every day.
Character could get more playing time tomorrow night. David Padgett did not practice today. The sprained ankle suffered in yesterday's win over South Florida will make his appearance in tomorrow night's contest at Pittsburgh, a game-time decision. UK lost to Florida. No surprise, they are the veteran-laden defending NCAA champions. The surprise was that the Cats played their socks off. They had a chance to win until the last Gator was hogtied. It bodes well for a very tough future that starts with Tennessee in Knoxville Wednesday night.
Kind of wish we had Tennessee here so, we could kind of redeem ourselves in front of our fans. But, we got to look at Tennessee. We just got to, get refocused and get ready for those guys. Definitely going to be a tougher game than, we had here. But we're ready for anything, I think this has only motivated us more.
Most important thing for us, right now is to win every game from now on out. We can't afford any more losses, and to do that, we're just going to have to, focus and concentrate on what goals we need to do.
Tennessee shooting guard and SEC leading scorer Chris Lofton should be somewhere near 100% as the Cats visit the Vols Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. The Western Kentucky women hoping for a little boost in the Sun Belt standings today in Bowling Green. The Hilltopper is hosting unbeaten and top-ranked Middle Tennessee, that is in the Sun Belt. They had it at Thompson Bowling Arena, but after a strong first half that left the Tops just one back, Middle got hot early in the second half and began to pull away there. They lose the offensive rebound, another 3 to put Middle up by a dozen at the time. Former Sacred Heart Miss Kentucky, Crystal Kelly, scoring here underneath, trying to spark a rally. But the Sun Belt's leading scorer and the number 2 scorer in the nation picked up her 4th foul with 11 minutes to go. That kind of spelled the doom. Middle Tennessee stays unbeaten with the 78-63 win. Hey, our boy Frank was at Daytona today looking for a big one. Clarksville, Indiana's Frank Kimball was in the qualifying field for the Daytona 500 today. Kimball, an 8-time ARCA champ, 7 in a row of those, finished well back in the pack. He'll get another chance to get into the field in Thursday's twin 125s. David Gilliland here drove the Robert Yates Ford to a spot on the pole. His 2-lap average 48.10 seconds. Ricky Rudd, his teammate, completed a Yates sweep on the front row.
Come here for your first time and like I said, to be involved with such a great organization and come here and come and after our test have a chance for the pole and then come actually get it and then get a second place finish in the Budweiser shootout and just gaining experience and respect as we go. This has definitely been the biggest thing for me and something I'll never forget.
Phil Mickelson won his 3rd Bob Hope Pebble Beach Pro-Am today, kind of waltzed in, and Phil did it in grand style, just showing off a little bit on 18. First taking that approach to that short little pitch, he almost holed. And then he'll tap in for the birdie. 20 under par, tying a tournament record and picking up the win 5 shots ahead of playing partner Kevin Sutherland. Bill Mallinger finished 3rd.
How nice would that have been to get a hole-in-one on the finish? So close.
Well, it would have been an eagle. It would have been 3 on a par 5.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Bob. Okay. Well, next week, if you ask someone to borrow $1, they may hand you a coin instead of a paper bill. The details of that new dollar coin coming up next.
Getting results means keeping you safe and secure.
This is where funnel clouds are being reported.
Wave 3 News. The right team with the right tools. The area's most experienced meteorologists using the most advanced forecasting technology.
The Storm Cutter HD slices through the storm like a CAT scan, detecting dangerous weather minutes before the official warnings are issued.
Keeping you and your family safe and secure.
Stay in your safe place for now.
Tracking storms, getting results. That's Wave 3 News.
Next time you need a dollar, you may end up with a gold coin and not a bill. The new dollar coin featuring George Washington will debut Thursday. It's the first in a series of dollar coins to honor American presidents. The government hopes that they will spark more interest in the Susan B. Anthony and Sacagawea coins. However, it doesn't look promising. An AP poll showed 3/4 of people surveyed would rather have paper bills in their wallets. We were talking here on the floor. That's probably because $30 in gold coins, very heavy.
Very heavy, that's right. Rip a hole in your pocket. Can't have that.
All right. Let's take a quick last look at your weather.
Well, we've got rain to talk about. That's what probably all we'll be tracking the next couple of days here in Louisville. Up north, there'll be some snow, but we'll turn much colder by midweek.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Thanks so much for being with us here at 11. Everyone have a great week, and we will see you back here tomorrow.